Hello everybody, it's Liam here, and today I'm going to be going through what you actually need to start a cold email campaign. So if you're looking to try and start a campaign, get clients, actually get people into your business that want to pay for your stuff, this is kind of what you'll need, generally, right? So we'll get right into it. I have the little nice looking Miro board here in front of me, and it looks very nice. So the first thing that I like to always start with is a business, right? You need something to sell, right? An offer, ideally B2B. We'd be looking at something, I don't know, like editing, video editing is always a good one. Lead generation is always a good one. Running ads, generally, like any sort of B2B service you can think of, is probably a good idea during for cold email. It also depends on if you have a quantifiable outcome, but we'll leave that out of it because B2B, like, it still works. So something to sell, and it usually helps if the thing you're selling is good. That is kind of common sense, but I've realized that people don't have common sense. But yeah, so something to sell is usually a pretty good start. From there, you will need an email sending software. So this is kind of a complete, like, a pipeline of getting to a client. So this is kind of like a client, they need to receive an email, and then to receive the email you need leads, and then to receive leads you need an email sending software. So this is kind of how I worked, kind of backwards, if anybody knows who Charlie Munger is. So you will need an email sending software to contact this person, right? Unless you're sending it personally from your email, which is still kind of an email sending software, an ESP, but we won't go into that. So an email sending software I usually look at: Instantly, Smartlead, Nastreetcat. There's a ton, right? The kings of the game currently are Instantly and Smartlead. They have most of the market, which is fine. I use Instantly myself, which is very nice of them. And yeah, so that's fine. If anybody has never used it, have a look. They're very easy to use. And then, sorry. And then from the email sending software, to go into the email sending software, you need inboxes, because of course you need to be sending from somewhere. So inboxes, to make inboxes, you need to buy them off an ESP, so an email sending provider. An email sending provider is basically Google, Outlook, which are kind of public infrastructure, and then private ones are kind of MailForge, MailScale. Very easy, very simple. And all it is these just sell you mailboxes to contact other people. I don't want to go into like the nitty gritty of, like, there's the IPs and stuff, and you don't want to get black, all this stuff, right, in the warm up. But you need an ESP, and then to buy inboxes, to buy from ESPs, you need domains. Domains are, everyone knows what a domain is. So if I was to type, like, I don't know, like google.com is a domain. So Cloudflare, Porkbun, GoDaddy, you can buy from all of these places. Like, I don't need to go into it. If you need to ask me what these are, you probably shouldn't be cold emailing, to be honest, or at least go figure it out. And then from the email sending software, you need a place to get leads from, which is very nice, right? This is kind of very complex. Well, it can be complex depending on how in-depth you want to go. I have another video on my channel about building a hyper-specific leads list using Apollo, which is kind of one of the main ones. But you'll need a lead sourcing platform. I use, ideally, Apollo, LinkedIn, LeadSwift, D7 Lead Finder. There's a ton. Like, the competition in the market is crazy, and you can literally get thousands of leads for, to say nothing is probably an understatement, but it's extremely cheap. And then even before you source the leads on the platform, you need to define an ICP. So if we were to go back to your business offer, or when you have something to sell, so let's say you're selling video editing services, right? I've talked to a few video editors, and they're like, okay, so I sell video editing services. I'm like, okay. Oh, my mic just fell off. I'm like, okay, to who? Like, who are you selling video editing services to? You don't just sell to any random Joe on the internet. And they were like, okay. So then you have to define your ICP. So I'm specifically going after people on YouTube that have a Twitter presence or something like that. Or you're looking at, maybe I'm looking for, ideally, businesses that have a low following and I can make them go viral. Like, it's very simple. And they have a 1 to 10 company headcount because they can't, they don't want to bring in someone in-house, so they hire someone as a contractor. 1 to 10, revenue levels of, let's say, around 100K. like then they can hire you, because you want to target people that have money. So that's your ICP. And then obviously from there, you have to send them an email. And in terms of kind of sending email, in terms of how you kind of like phrase it to them. So in the email, you obviously have to have your offer, because how the hell are they going to buy from you if they don't have an offer? And generally, a good framework is just an intro, an offer, and a CTA. I don't have it here, but some best practices. Let me see. Wait, how do I do this? Some best practices are short. Would do about 50 words. Ideally, is fine. Check for spam words. Ideally is another one. Free oh my god, the Nigerian prince. Why was I going to say the fresh prince of whatever? And then and then the CTA, try to phrase it so it's kind of like a yes or no, like are you interested? That's like the kind of CTA. And then literally, if you can follow these steps, you're already in like the fucking like top 95 percentile or something. Because I've seen some of the emails I get, and they're just disgustingly trash. But I've also gotten some pretty good ones, I won't lie. But yeah, so that's kind of like the pipeline I'd be looking at to get from here to client. Of course, it gets a bit more complicated, but this is generally if you want to start pretty good framework, and it gives you a kind of a decent idea, because it gets really complicated out there, and this is a pretty simple one. So if you enjoyed this, subscribe, leave a like, and if you're looking for lead generation services, I run MTOS, a lead generation company, and if there's anything else, have a good day, and I'll see you now. Bye.